Tonight at 10, this week was the last one. Students will step inside 3 elementary schools for class in Antigo. We'll tell you why. Plus, big things could be coming for Hodag Park in Rhinelander, but now without the community's input. And both teams and individuals from the Northwoods had a successful state golf tournament. We'll hear from them coming up. Your local news starts now.
Your local news, weather, and sports from where you live. News Watch 12 at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us. This past month, we watched as other parts of the country were hit with severe weather that devastated towns and cities across the heartland. It's that time of year, but luckily we haven't been hit too hard with any severe weather here in the Northwoods. That might change a little bit tonight. Jeff, nothing as bad as we've seen in some of those other states, but what are some of these storms going to be looking like?
Hey, Rose, so far. That's coming up. Rose?
Rural elementary schools in Antigo offer small class sizes, individual attention, and a family feel. But they're also expensive to maintain and limited on services. That's one reason why Antigo is closing its 3 rural elementary schools after this year. News Watch 12's Ben Meyer was at one of those schools during a bittersweet final week.
In Antigo, Ben Meyer, News Watch 12.
School consolidation will also go with grade reconfiguration in Antigo. Starting next year, students will start going to the middle school in 4th grade. Hodag Park in Rhinelander could soon see a makeover if proposed ideas for the park move forward. Tonight, the Rhinelander Planning Commission got an update on the landscape and design project, which was proposed back in March. The city worked with architects to map out plans for additions like a splash pad, a stage, a spot for wedding ceremonies, and more. Since then, architects collected feedback from the community, both things they were excited about and things that concern them, like parking space and use of light and noise. Tonight, Justin Frame, a consultant with JSD Professional Services, presented a revised plan based on that feedback.
Many of the topics were utilizing the park to its fullest potential, looking at program uses of activity zones, athletics, passive space, arboretum.
This plan is still in its early stages. Going forward, the city administrator and mayor say it's still important to get feedback from the community about what people want that space to look like. Republican leaders of the legislature's budget committee are defending their decision not to expand Medicaid as Democratic Governor Tony Evers proposed. Republicans said today the committee they control will approve spending $200 million more in state money in Medicaid over the next 2 years without accepting federal money to expand Medicaid as Evers wanted. Republicans say they're increasing funding for hospitals, nursing homes, personal care workers, direct care divers, and aides to children and families. Exact numbers on how the Republican plan differs from what Evers proposed were not immediately available. A panel of judges blocked Democrats' attempts to force Assembly Speaker Robin Vos to testify in a federal lawsuit challenging Republican-drawn legislative maps. The panel of 3 federal judges say they will wait to decide if Vos has to testify after the U.S. Supreme Court rules in 2 major gerrymandering cases from other states. Rulings in those cases out of North Carolina and Maryland are expected later this month. Wisconsin's lawsuit is scheduled to go to trial in July. Vilas County deputies will carry an extra magazine with bold red paint on it this year. It carries ammo that isn't as powerful, but could end up saving the lives of animals. The sheriff's office started looking into these lead-free bullets after a detective pushed for it. Deputies end up putting down more than 100 deer hit by cars on the side of the road every year. The bullets will do the job without potentially poisoning birds that feed on those dead deer.
It doesn't have the penetration as a lead round does. So if it hits anything hard, it basically turns into powder.
Wild Instincts knows lead ammo is still a big problem. Mark Naniat has treated 13 bald eagles this year. Every single one has had lead poisoning. He thanks Vilas County for taking a proactive step.
We got the lead out of our paints, we got the lead out of our gasoline. Now we just need to do it in our hunting and fishing equipment, and that'll make a huge difference with the birds out there.
Vilas County deputies will still carry standard issue ammo as well. The Antigo baseball team will head to the state tournament for the first time since 1995. They won 2 games today to punch their ticket. This morning they took down #1 seed Northwestern 12-7, then shut out Toma this afternoon 7-0. They'll play West Appear next Wednesday at State in Grand Chute. Thunderstorms both delayed and shortened the WIAA state golf meet, with divisions 2 and 3 only playing 9 holes. While the tournament lacked in holes, it made up for in excitement, especially for athletes from our area. Newswatch 12's Andrew Goldstein reports from Madison.
Merrill's Russell Detmer. In Madison, Andrew Goldstein, Newswatch 12.
When school is out for the summer, kids aren't hitting the books as hard as during the school year. But the library has a program to help keep kids and adults reading. Details coming up.